Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So it's totally like this bare-faced, no makeup, freshly moisturized, eating dried naked mangoes type of day. How are you guys doing? So, okay, here goes. Just want to take a moment to remind you guys, I do have quite a few different workshops available. If you are wanting to learn about energy work, my applied biospiritual theories as it pertains to chords, as it pertains to black magic revocation, meaning these mofos can't keep doing that kind of stuff to you. Also, whole being wellness. That one is super important, super duper important. So many of us don't know how to get back to a space of healthy. I am very happy to share that I am definitely working my way back to a space of healthy. It's taking some time. I'm getting there. So I asked what this reading was going to be about. What I heard is decisions are being made and dreams are coming true. Good stuff. I am addicted to dried mangoes. I'm just saying. My favorite are the Philippine mangoes. But they put sulfite in it. And that messes me up. So I have to do the Joe Schmo dried mango with nothing on it, no powdered sugar or sulfites or anything. And it's good. It's very good. It's very, very good. I think I belong in the tropics. In the Philippines, mangoes are our apples. Yeah. Like mangoes are so super cheap. It's ridiculous. And they just grow and grow and grow and grow. My mother had hectares upon hectares of mangoes and coconuts. Just thinking about food all day. I know the dried ones are super addictive. I'm saying I love the fresh ones. Oh my God. You know what I do? Let me stop. I'm obsessed with fruit right now. Oh, I'm always obsessed with fruit. Who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? I will eat copious amounts of fruit. Like copious amounts is ridiculous. Pluots. Oh my God. Pluots. I was eating poundage in one sitting. Y'all, it'd be too much. It's too much. And then watermelon, I ate it so much I became allergic. It's so sad. Now my body's like, oh, what did we tell you about this watermelon? I'll still try and eat a little bit of it, like just a little bit. And then my body, if I take it past a certain level, I don't know what that level is, but my body's like, oh, did we not tell you? That's what I get though. I used to eat like, the full size, not personal size, the full size watermelon. I'd eat a whole one in one sitting by myself. My skin was gorgeous though. All that glutathione, I'm saying. It's really good for cell turnover, oxidative stress, all of that. It's super rich in glutathione. The most powerful antioxidant. What about those little dudes that live among them? What little dudes? Live among who? Oh, Girl, I didn't say I'm going to grow mango trees. Are you kidding me? I already have enough paranormal activity. I already have enough of that. One time, this one house that I lived in had something that was living in it. It was totally a haunted house. It was totally a haunted house. And at first, I was a little bit skittish, right? Living there, I was a little skittish. And then this thing decided to get aggressive and knock down my Buddha painting. I have a huge Buddha painting on a wooden canvas. And it knocked it down, and the way it knocked it down, it decapitated several stems of my monstera plant. And then at that point, I was pissed. I was like, motherfucker, I'm living here. I'm not moving out. And when I catch you, I'm going to fuck your ass up. And then it didn't show itself to me anymore during the entire course of me living there. The only time it showed itself to me again was literally we were taking out the very, very last of our belongings. We were finished moving, and this motherfucker pulled the drapes open and held it like this, 90-degree angle, held it like this. And I was looking at the front window, and I was like, that's the wind. That has to be the wind. And it just held it like that. And I said, oh, you're not the wind? I'm going to come back inside. I'm going to fuck your ass up. And then I started walking back to the house, and it immediately dropped it. I said, that's right. Know your place, play your role. I'm not even joking. So that's how that happened. And so now, anytime I even begin to think about entering into that specific state, I can feel it. It's like, she's coming back. Yes, I am. My favorite coffee shop is there. It's like, oh my God. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I got my last set of cards. I'm done. I'm going to read you guys some cards, and then I'm going to go bother my husband. I'm going to go bother him. I don't know that I've ever had soursop. I will say some Asian fruits scare the shit out of me because durian. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's the most disgusting shit I've ever. It smells like hot garbage death. Durian. And then people be like, oh my God, it tastes so good. You're fucking nasty, bro. It literally smells like hot garbage death. I'm like, no. Nope. Nope. See, yep. You be knowing. That emoji, you be knowing. That's the kind of thing. And I don't dry heave often. I don't dry heave easy. Like, when I was convinced I was going to enter into the medical field, I'm perfectly fine with bodily fluids and stuff like that. Like, I can work past that. I have taken anatomy class where we dealt with cadavers. I can work past that. Durian, it was immediate. I was like, oh my God. It was so immediate. And my mom was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, what's wrong with you? What the hell is this? And she was so mad. And I was like, I'm offended. No, I'm offended. It's the most disgusting thing. I'm sorry. I will never eat durian. And if you think you're going to pull that Asian crap on me where, you're going to be like, oh, try this. It's yummy. You can smell it, bro. I'm good. I'm good. I am good. And if you, I dare you to go to an Asian store, go to the cookie section, look for the wafers, and look for the durian flavor. And you ain't even gonna open it. Smell it through the packaging. Smell it through the packaging and let me know what you think. If y'all know anything about durian, Mhm. Even the people who like durian are like, I know it's one of those things. You either love it or you hate it. No. I don't even want to hear that from you. No. No. Mm-mm. Nope. Hell motherfucking no. I would rather starve. I would gladly starve. I could go a real long time without eating. A real long time. I'm so good off durian. Hell no. Whew. Oh my God. It's making me dizzy thinking about it. Not even joking. It's making me hot and dizzy. Okay, girl, no, you're not gonna eat that. Don't worry. Don't worry. I will never let you eat that, girlfriend. I will never let you be in the same room as that. Let's get started. So, manifestation. There's something that's happening and it's leading up to an event that will really help you to make sense of why everything happened in autumn. The things that happened in autumn were very upside down, right? They were very upside down, and it's like it doesn't make sense. But this thing that's manifesting right now, this event, excuse me. Oh, no, that's mango. That's not durian. Damn, I have flashbacks. I'm not even joking. I have flashbacks. Okay. um Whatever happened that caused your autumn to be in reverse. So that was just a few months ago, right? There's a lot of stuff that kind of went wonky a few months ago. And it's stuff that will really, really make sense once this manifested event takes place. It's going to wrap everything together and help you to understand why things went the way they did. You're reaching a point of awareness. I don't even want to say awakening because it just carries such ugly connotations from people who wear spirituality as a badge. Like, I'm so averse to that. So it's an awareness that's being developed, and that awareness is going to lead to an increased sense of personal power, power over your life, power to manifest the things that you want and need. And this is going to be fueled by the upside down events of this winter. So we have the autumn that's leading up to the winter. Both seasons have been upside down. And as you come to terms with that and begin to realize why things had to go the way they did, you'll begin to cleanse yourself of this perception that you've somehow failed, become stagnant. Um, I think for many of us, we're accruing a charge, right? And as you accrue a charge, you're going to need to not expend any of that energy. So oftentimes what ends up happening is it appears as though you have zero movement, zero growth, zero progression, when in actuality things are progressing beautifully. You just are not yet aware. Okay? Okay. Decisions are being made and dreams are coming true. There's something that's not going to be able to be hidden from you much longer. Whatever this is, you have to make sure the intention of whoever's involved is honorable. Okay? Because I'm kind of not sure. It feels like it involves another person, but I'm kind of not sure if this other person is honorable in their intentions. Is this kind of like a test to see if you are allowing your awareness to guide you away from potential harm? Because remember, hold on, of course, it would be the very bottom card. Because remember, you're going through this process of awakening, right? Expanding your awareness. So if you look here, there's 2 lambs, right? And if you look here, there's also 2. I don't know about the body positioning. I don't know if they're just trying to be sexy or what, but that looks almost like a type of posturing that is um, nefarious in a latent way, right? So part of your dreams coming true means really allowing yourself to uncover people's upside down intentions with you. There are people who have upside down intentions. So okay, um, it's not necessarily as horrible as someone plotting to harm you. It's not always that. It's not always worst case scenario. It could be something as benign as like someone asking you for things that they're not willing to do for you as well. Like what comes to mind? Um, a person who you consider some type of friend, right? Like maybe they're an acquaintance, maybe they're a full on friend, who knows? They've never actually supported anything you do. They haven't detracted from it, they haven't criticized you, but they've never actively supported you, right? They don't go to your events, free events. Maybe if they're just an online friend, they never promote any of your stuff that you're doing. Um, just, things like that, right? And so you just, you're at a point where you guys just kind of know each other. And then suddenly they want you to promote them. I mean, that's kind of not how it works, right? They're now entering into whatever industry you're in, and they are really, really counting on you promoting them. But they've never thought twice about helping to promote you, encouraging you, empowering you, you know? Um, that's some upside down stuff. That's some low grade, not intentionally malignant, but upside down nonetheless. That's upside down nonetheless, right? So it might be that although whoever it is does not intend you any true harm, it might be that this is an indication that you're starting another cycle of a lesson you thought you had already finished. So decisions need to be made. If you're going to divide your attention between yourself and someone else who's never taken upon themselves to be supportive of you, maybe they're supportive privately, but publicly they never show support. They don't want to show association, none of that. Um, why would you want to associate with me now? All these years, you've never wanted to associate with me before, right? You've never wanted to be publicly associated with me before. So, launch whatever you launch. Wishing you the best. But let's go ahead and carry that energy all the way through. Let's not be publicly associated all the way through. We'll remain private friends because your energy should be directed, guided, utilized for your manifestations at this point. And people who don't understand the gravity of how you love will say that I am instructing you to be selfish. You want to know what I say about that? I don't give a fuck what they say. Those are people who like to use you. They benefit off the fact that you're too nice to call them out on their bullshit. I used to be that too. I'm not that anymore. But I'll call those fuckers out. I'll call them out. I'll call them out. I'm not tripping. That's what that is. Your energy needs to now be used for you. Your entire life, you've used your energy for others, to help others, promote others, never actually fully expecting people to reciprocate. Why is that? because you've been so conditioned by your environment, by your experiences, that you don't deserve that type of consideration and respect. I'm here to tell you, you absolutely do. You've just been in the wrong environment, surrounded by the wrong people. And if anyone is going to benefit off of you, it should now be you, because you're not interested in only you benefiting when you benefit, because you're willing to share, because you're not greedy, because you're a nice person, because when you have more, you can help more. All those reasons. That's why. That's why. Instead of your energy, your time, your focus going towards expenditure on people who they're really just focused on themselves, right? Like, for example, me, I had this happen before. It was years ago. I had someone who, like, I was going to ask them to help me with something. And I messaged them. We were making small talk before I got an opportunity to tell them the reason I was messaging. And I totally was like listening to what they were saying. And, you know, they're going through something. They're going through something. It's hard on them. They don't need to do anything. They don't even need to know that I was going to ask them to help me with something. I know they totally would say yes, because that's how they love. That's how they are. They're a reflection of me. And so I was just like, what can I do for you? What can I do to empower you, to support you through this? Do you just need me to listen? Do you need me to actively participate? You need me to tell motherfuckers off behind the scenes? You need me to do it public? What you need me to do? And what I needed was no longer in any type of consideration for me. It was, this is someone who is just like me, who people never take into consideration in the way they need. Let me do that for you now. So when I finally find the clarity to focus on what I need to do, yeah, no, I need to do that, because I'm absolutely someone who will stop my entire existence to support you in what you're going through. I mean, you guys have witnessed me do that multiple times for relatives, where I completely halted everything. We left our home and ran all the way back to take care of family, to take on the extra weight of the entire thing, not just like be in the same house and visit. No, I'm talking about, I was changing diapers, I'm changing, medical devices, changing IV bags. I'm, all of that. I am the liaison, I am the power of attorney, all of that. I'm not complaining. That's just how I love. That's how I love. If I love you, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. And that's why you guys have to make sure that you don't have that depth of love for just anyone. They have to earn that. They have to earn that. I have love for everyone, but not that kind of love for everyone. And it is powerful to be able to have the courage to be real with that. It takes courage, because you know what? The people are going to hear it. The people who benefit off of you depleting your reserves that should be used to manifest your dreams, they're going to be upset with that. They're going to be offended. They're going to say you're selfish. They're going to say you're greedy. They're going to say all of these negative things. But when you reiterate what they say, they get even more offended, because it casts a light on the ways in which they are manipulating you. I had someone who was like, I mean, you can't just disappear. That's being so inconsiderate. So I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand. You have a problem with me taking time to take care of myself because I need to take care of other people, even though I'm not doing well. Is that what you're saying? No, that's not what I'm saying. No, that's what you're saying. That I have to take your preferences into consideration before my needs. I'm not even asking you to take care of me. I'm just saying I need a break. Right? And I know many of you have gotten in that type of conversation with people you thought cared about you. Some people care about you only as far as they can use you. That's the reality of some of our connections. Many of us have connections like that. You don't have to. You don't have to. What you do have to do is begin recognizing decisions need to be made so some of these dreams that you've held off can finally come true. You need to place the work into you at this point. Things are going to intensify, and you don't need to be protected from this intensification. Why? Because it's leading to your prosperity. It's leading to this masculine. And the lack of responsibility, the lack of sense of responsibility for the way your life has been going, you know, you only have time for the things you make time for. I'm too busy to go to the doctor. I'm too busy to take time to, take care of me. I'm too busy to cook so that I can eat healthy. A few months back, one of my younger ones, I was going to head to the gym and he got frustrated. He wanted me to stay home to cuddle. And he's like, why do you always have to go to the gym? And I said, I don't always go. I go 3 days a week. I go 3 days out of 7 for only 2 to 3 hours. I don't always go. But why do you have to go, mommy? Well, because I deserve to feel strong enough to be present for as long as I'm alive so that I'll be in good health for when you have children. I don't want to be stuck in a bed when you have children. I want to be able to play with them the way I play with you. And he said, oh, yeah. Thank you for being patient. We can cuddle when I get back home. And then he said, okay. And as someone who is the way that I am, normally I would just be like, yeah, okay, I'm not going. No, I have to go. I have to make time to prioritize my health. I don't go to the gym for aesthetics. I don't go for aesthetics. I'm not building muscle mass so that I could look good. I go so that I can stabilize my joints. I understand what kind of health I have, the conditions I have to deal with. You have to prioritize yourself. You have to make sure that you are at the top of the list of things you need to take care of at least once a day. You need to make this decision so that you can reach a point of self love and self acceptance, that you're no longer blocking the events, the circumstance, the opportunities, the abundance that you deserve. Did you know that when you have kids, because I used to have this very skewed perception, right? I used to believe that in order to be a good mother, I had to martyr myself. I had to give up everything possible in order to be a good mother in my own eyes. And so my children would grow up to be happy, healthy children, happy, healthy adults. And then I realized when, my kids will emulate my behavior, they'll emulate their father's behavior. Children learn through witnessing, through observing. They learn from example, right? So for the most part, my children will not speak to me disrespectfully. Why? Because I'm not going to do that to you, and I sure as hell am not going to accept that from you. I sure as hell am not going to accept that. So that's what we've learned. We've also learned, from what I could observe, that my guilt and my martyrdom is transferring over to my children. I was noticing after a period of time that when we're at the store and we're there to buy toys or whatever, even grocery shopping, and I asked my kids, "Do you want anything?" It's this thing of like, "No, no, no, it's okay, it's okay. No, it's okay." Like I'm asking you what snack to have because once we get home, I don't want you going in the kitchen and opening and closing that fridge or that pantry 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day looking for something. Tell me what you're going to be looking for so we can have it. And, it's been this process of encouraging my children by also allowing them to see me asking for things, saying what I want, what I need. Right? My husband asked me the other day. So, me and my friend have birthdays that is like one day between us. And my husband says to me, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I was like, "I think I want to get facials with so and so." And he's like, "Okay, but what do you want?" "Nothing." And he's like, "I knew you would say that, but I don't." I don't want physical things. Um, and it's this thing of, okay, but really though, I did tell him that I saw these girls' shoes. They were like cherry blossom pink. I think they were like Air Max or something. Like I forgot what he said. I went up to him at the gym and I was like, "I like those girls' shoes to work out in." And so later on, he was like, he found the shoes, and I was like, "I don't want you paying that much for those shoes. I like, no, I don't want those shoes, right? Like, no, no." I'm so low maintenance, it's ridiculous. And he was like, "But I don't." That's stuff that we could use on supplements, on all sorts of different things, right? But here's the thing, why does it have to be either or? If there's this opportunity being presented to you, girl, I don't know. Nope. There is nothing wrong with my Costco Pumas. I just got some shoes. I did. I just got some shoes. I think they were like $30. They work perfectly with my orthotics. They're perfect for the gym. I know. He's not going to listen to any of that. I shouldn't even said anything at the gym. Anyways, that's the thing though. Why does it have to be either or? Why is it that you always have to budget yourself, but everyone else, there's no budget? With your energy, with your time, you have to um, budget when it comes to you and your needs, but everyone else can have of you, your energy and your time as much as they want, never even taking into consideration how much they're depleting you. Right? All right. Yep, you got to conquer your demons. These are things that are being incepted into you, right? Incepted. These are beliefs that were placed in your mind when you were very young. When you were very, very young. I bet for most of you, you were probably a major helper for your parent as a child, as a toddler. I bet. Or I bet you were a very very free-spirited kid that your parent couldn't handle, and you were made to feel so badly about being who you are. I know I'm not I know I'm not actually a full-on introvert. I know that has a lot to do with my programming. from childhood. I know that it has a lot to do with why I can function as an ambivert, where if for work stuff, if it's needed, if the environment calls for me to overcome my insecurities and programs in order to accommodate your preferences, I have the capacity to. That tells me that I'm not naturally an introvert. And then came a conversation with my mother one day as an adult, full on adult, towards the end of her life. We were chatting quite a bit. Every day we were chatting about all kind of different things. And I remember she was recalling once that I was so frustrating to parent as a toddler because, according to her, I was adorable to other people, and people would often say that I looked like a little doll. And I just kept saying hi to everyone. That I just kept saying hi to everyone. And then finally, she had to start teaching me when we moved to the United States that I would be kidnapped, that I would be taken if I didn't quit doing that. Yeah. Yeah. And so now it's this thing of I don't even want to make eye contact with people. It takes me a long while to even like, you have to, even if we lock eyes and you smile at me, I'm going to assume you are looking at someone else or I should just look away. That's my knee jerk reaction, look away. And it has to be this thing of you literally have to be standing there staring at me, waiting for me to look at you again while you continue to smile, for me to know, like, oh, me, me, you're smiling at me, and this, yeah, Lucy, this too. My mom told me it was how she made me not be jealous of my little sister by overpraising me when I helped. But I think if I wasn't helping, there was little attention. So that programs you unintentionally, of course. That programs you to begin um, associating your worth with how you can, add to someone else's existence. And unless you're adding to someone's existence, then you're not worthy of being in that space. You have to make a decision to begin recognizing where these programs come from and if they're still applicable in your day to day life. You know, it's, it's just one of those things. You have to conquer the demons that still live inside you. There's a lot of dreams that are about to come true. So earlier, Marlene was totally, I'm snitching you out. I don't care what you say. I'm snitching you out. This woman. So earlier, Marlene's over here telling me that I should put lashes on, that I should this, I should that. She often says that kind of stuff to me in the morning. And I'm kind of just like, woman, I'm not your show pony. That's why today I just extra moisturized my face and I'm like, I'm not even going to put mascara. I'm good. It is what it is. And it's kind of this thing of it triggers programs from when I was a kid. It really triggers programs from when I was a kid because a lot of the shaming that I had to endure had to do with the fact that I'm a tomboy. I'm considered a tomboy. I mean, I had no friends. I played with my brothers. You never let me go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So what feminine role model do I have? All my clothes were selected for functionality, not for form or aesthetics. What's wrong with that though? What's wrong with being who you are? Right? And Marlene over here was trying to encourage me to play up my feminine charms. No. No. I'm valid with makeup on and without. And only I decide when I wear it. Only I decide that. Only me. Only me. I used to work in a field of makeup, both at the counters and actual freelance makeup artistry for large campaigns, right? And it was this thing of all the people that I worked with wore very thick foundation. And they would always ask me, like, what brand and what shade do you wear? This is my skin. I don't wear foundation. I'm allergic to that shit. You know? I do what I need. I can't allow myself to disregard what my current need is to what? To fulfill an aesthetic, to play a role. Like, the length of my lashes are the length of my lashes, and they're going to be fine just the way they are. They're fine. I don't need to add additional length or volume. I don't care if it frames my eyes so beautifully. My eyes are perfectly fine in the way they are. Did you know that I don't know if this was happening when you were still here, but plenty of women now pay good money to have my eyes. I don't need to better frame my eyes. They are what they are. They are what they are. And we have to be okay with being okay that people will say the things that they say, right? We have to begin defining ourselves by our own standards, our own definitions. These are part of the decisions that need to be made to bring you into a space of full alignment with where you are being brought by your soul. Okay. Ma'am, if you could please kindly stop. She's talking about how my eyes look huge when I put lashes on, and they look very doe and sweet. Do I seem like a sweet person to you sometimes? Sometimes I am not sweet. Yes, finding your limits. Are your limits defined by what other people have told you is your limit? Right? Yeah, rainbow flames, you probably felt that because that was one of my insecurities before. That quite possibly one of the best features of my face was not enough, right? I don't know. I'm kind of just like, it is what it is. I'm not here for aesthetics. So finding your limits, finding the outer edge of what you have been convinced is the only place you can exist, and then breaking through that, right? And also tranquility coming from harmonious inaction, meaning there was no need, giving this example of Marlene, there was no need for me to argue with her. There was no need for me to comply with her request. Harmonious inaction. When she began telling me all this stuff this morning, I was just like, oh, that's nice. You like lashes? Oh, okay. Oh, you like smoky eyes too? That's lovely. You love it when I put some sparklies? Oh, thank you for sharing your opinion with me. Literally, thank you for sharing your opinion with me. What do I have to do today? That's literally how that went. And then she was like, are you listening? Not really, but feel free to continue speaking. Protection, finding what's important. And you have to find what's important in proper time. For some of you, you're running out of time. And you might be like, no, you said that there's no timeline. Okay, I'm not saying there's what I'm saying is based on what your soul is communicating, if this is resonating with you, if this applies to you, your soul is rushing you towards an event. It's coming real fast. Imminent. Imminent. Wait. Imminent domain. What's that? Hold on. What is that? Eminent domain. But refers to the process by which the government may seize private property with proper compensation, but without the owner's consent. They don't have properties to seize. The property acquired must be taken for public use. The state must pay just compensation in exchange for the property. No person must be deprived of his or her property without due process of law. Land acquisition. Okay, wait. Expropriation. Huh. This is weird. Why are you telling me this? Land patent. Okay, y'all. Um, y'all need to familiarize yourself with eminent domain and land patents. Some shit's about to go down. There's stuff going on. Some time back, maybe like a week or so back, I'm not sure. Michael starts talking about liquefaction. You guys remember that? And with that specific term, liquefaction, like earthquake. I don't know if I said it on the live stream. With a time sensitive reminder. But I'm worried you didn't receive it. That's literally what it says. This is starts talking about liquefaction. I do believe it was in advance of the liquefaction that occurred. Liquefaction is when there's tectonic plate movement and the vibration causes a settling. Well, not really a settling, more like movement of the material that is underneath the buildings. And then it becomes like liquid. It just flows. So he's speaking of eminent domain and land patents. Y'all do what you need to do with that. I'm not getting into that conversation. Independence, carving your own path, right? You need to create your own path for your dream to come true, whatever that is. You need to make decisions. There are people in your life who are so accustomed to having the type of access to you that they have, the type of privileges that that access gives them. And they're not going to give that up willingly. That conversation is for the soul sanctuary. It's true. That's a conversation for the soul sanctuary. It's a lot of information that comes through in the soul sanctuary that I'm into fringe topics, if you haven't already noticed. I'm into the exploration of fringe topics. All right. Card number 10, releasing allegiances. Letting go of the things that simply serve to weigh you down, right? What is already with you? Everything that you need in order to do what you need to do, that's already with you. You just have to allow for the process to occur. You just have to allow for the process to occur. That means you don't have to take control. You don't have to force. You don't have to rush. You don't have to do any of that. But when your soul begins communicating that the time is nigh, the time is nigh. Then it's near. It's time. It's time for something. I don't know what. Probably time for my husband to take me to breakfast. Because I slept in today. I think you're being shown already, though. I hope that there is nothing concerning eminent domain for the physical land. No, that's literally in the middle of nowhere. No one's going to be building anything there. Yeah. That's in the middle of nowhere. I wish them motherfuckers would pay me 5 times the price for that land, because then I'm going to buy me an even bigger piece of land. I wish a motherfucker would. Because if they did, let me see, 35 acres times 5. I'm saying, oh my God, we end up on a mountain, girl. We'll buy the whole top part. I'm saying, yeah. The only time that that would be, and I'm not afraid of that happening, because they do still have to compensate you, right? They have to compensate you in an amplified way, in a just manner. And, you know, that just means we're being given the down payment for an even more favorable plot somewhere else. That's what that tells me. I'm not afraid of changes like that, simply because my life has shown me that whenever unexpected change, especially like that, happens, that's because I'm being guided to something even better, right? Something more secure, something that's more favorable for what we are trying to accomplish. So, like I said, I wish a motherfucker would. I wish a motherfucker would pull that eminent domain type shit. And it's not an incorporated, it's an unincorporated location. So that would be a lot harder. When it's unincorporated, you're more in the jurisdiction of sheriff, you know? So that's fine. Yeah. Um, but I do know that I do know that there is certain instances of something very similar happening to several ranchers. There's some stuff that's been going on. So, yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that's happening with plots of land, especially if it has a capacity um, to be off grid. I think a lot of that. Hmm. A lot of that. So if that's the case, legit, I mean, I've had that land for almost 10 years. It's just been sitting. That's a whole lot of appreciation. Let them buy us out. I don't give a fuck. That's a nice hefty hefty down payment for something gigantic. Yeah. Yes. They're doing that type of stuff too, Rainbow Flames. So card number 23, defend to the end the worthwhile. We have to know what we're using our energy on. We have to know what it is we are fighting. Now, it would be a whole nother situation if this is like family land, and I'm needing to this, needing to that, and I live there. We gonna fight, motherfuckers. We gonna fight. That I will defend to the end the worthwhile. If the land's just been sitting there for years on end, undeveloped, right? Give me the down payment for something lovely. I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping. If you can exist in a mind frame, a state of mind where huge circumstance like that, yeah, it's probably going to be stressful, but if you can see it as your life redirecting you back onto a path that takes you through an easier way to your end destination, at the end of the day, we're still going to have this, we're still going to have a sanctuary. At the end of the day, we will still have a sanctuary. We will still have a sacred, in real life, physical place for us to do what we have planned to do, create an eco village. We will still have that. Where it is, it's really irrelevant to me. But they're not taking that shit without compensation. I promise you that. I promise you that. That's going to have to be paid a nice hefty sum. It's in a very nice location. But, you know, there's even nicer locations. I'm not tripping. Yeah. That's the way I approach every event of my life. What I want isn't happening. Okay, well, show me what's supposed to happen then, soul. And then soul absolutely shows me what's supposed to happen. And it works out even better than what I had imagined would happen. What I had envisioned, what I had set forth to accomplish becomes amplified. And I experience it in a way that's so much more profound, more enriching than what I had imagined. Years ago, I made a decision. We left California and then we got stranded in an RV. And I was like, but soul, why? Stuck in a parking lot, right? Like, why? Why would you do that? So, my decisions, my two options: go back to my family, my relatives, let them know I need money, receive that money. I have to go back to California, be an indentured servant for the rest of my life, be treated poorly, taken advantage of, have my kids dragged into that, or be stuck in a parking lot indefinitely, not knowing the time frame I'm working with, the types of experiences we'll have there. And I was like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not asking no one for nothing. I'm good. We will be in this parking lot for as long as it takes for me to learn what I need to learn, which is what? 93% at 1119. 93111 So 9339, which is 1212, which is 33 in my life path, which is the number 6, me receiving the opportunity to master this task at hand, which is what? That was when ME evolving began. Stuck in a parking lot. That was when it began. What began? I don't even know what it is, but apparently it's not a hobby anymore. It's not a hobby, right? That's when the process of me understanding the gravity of what I can accomplish with a lack of education, a lack of degrees, a lack of work history, armed with nothing but my tenacity and my rebelliousness, juxtaposed with my intelligence. There's nothing that can fucking stop me if I want something. Nothing. Not even me. And that's when my realization began. I've been playing small for so long. How long have you been playing small? How long have you continued to decide over and over and over to play small to make other people in your environment more comfortable with your existence? I promise you, if I went back to California during that time, because society would say you should be ashamed as a parent to be living in a parking lot, that this is ego based. I didn't feel like it was ego based. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I chose the more peaceful option. That was the only thing I chose. What will give my children more peace? I don't care how it makes me look. What will give them the peace they deserve? I go back, that's conflict. Day in, day out, conflict. Sometimes our soul will sideline us in that way so that we can sit and accrue energy, so we can build our understanding of who we are and what we're capable of. That's all it was. I don't even identify as a homeless person. I don't identify as a transient. That was one of the best periods of my life. It was literally one of the best periods of my life. By technicality, those are the labels that would have been affixed onto me: transient and homeless, right? But was I? No. It's one of the best periods of my life where I chose my growth. I chose my family's peace. And it further solidified the relationship, the bond that my family has with each other. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you make the decisions that allow for your dreams to come true. Now, I never dreamed to be online and live streaming. That was never a dream of mine, ever. Ever. But I guess it's part of what my soul tells me is necessary to cultivate the parts of me that I would not have the courage to cultivate short of being on a live stream and being placed in situations that I cannot squirm my way out of and avoid. And that's why I have to live stream. It's a mutually beneficial thing. I know for plenty of you, you think that all I do is give, and I cannot emphasize enough. It is a mutually beneficial exchange we have during every single live stream. It is not just me giving, it is us giving and receiving simultaneously together. Together. It's mutually beneficial. And that's what we have to begin really focusing on. Are your connections mutually beneficial? Are your decisions mutually beneficial? Do they benefit you as much as everyone else? Or is it consistently this thing of being skewed in the direction of benefiting others so that you can apologize for existing and being different? I used to think I had to give my abundance away as penance for having a very, very pronounced abundance channel. I remember having a conversation with one of my brother's friends years ago. And we were talking about money. And I was like, money is like this stripper that won't leave me alone. She just wants more and more and more of me. I want nothing to do with her. She just keeps throwing herself on me, but I don't want anything to do with her. And then Years later, I befriended quite a few strippers. Amazing women, intelligent. One of my closest, dearest, most oldest friends worked as a dancer. Very high level of integrity, very beautiful person, very respectful, very kind. And so my opinion, my perception of dancers began to shift. She showed me the error in my assumptions. And you guys show me the error in my assumptions towards money at this point. You see, we have these assumptions about things we don't understand because of the way society programs us. A program is a program is a program. And so long as you run programs, are you ever really free? Or do you just think you are? Are you ever really free? Hi, Shaman. Money is an energy, a tool to provide for what you need, not what you want. It could do both. It doesn't have to be either or. It could do both. But if what you want is toxic for you, just know money can be the pathway for toxicity to enter. And if you have no idea what you need, money won't provide you what you need. Money is nothing but a tool. As Schumann wrote, it's a tool, it's a means to an end. And what you need to start getting comfortable with is freeing yourself from judgment, freeing yourself to love yourself to the degree that you allow yourself to receive what is rightfully yours. What is rightfully yours? The dream that you dreamt for yourself, a beautiful dream with you at the epicenter. You have to relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. This means all your dark thoughts about yourself, your journey, money, abundance, success. People will punish you for being successful, for being passionate and succeeding because of your passion, for being recognized because you're passionate about what you're succeeding in. They'll try and punish you for that. Why? Because they're jealous. You're going to deal with jealous people, whatever you do. So, what's the solution? To follow your own rhythm. Forget what they're saying, forget what they're doing. Follow your own rhythm. Allow yourself to receive what is rightfully yours. Allow yourself to take in. It's not enough to hold the cup that creation has poured into for you. You have to sip from it too. You have to drink in your abundance. You have to allow it to enter into you. You have to allow yourself all the things you refuse to allow yourself. Because why? Because there's a lot of people who don't have. Correct. There's a lot of people who don't have. What does that have to do with you receiving? But I shouldn't. Everyone should have. Right. That's why you're being given, because you believe that. You're not being given stuff because you deserve it more. You're being given stuff because you have the belief you have. You are the person you are, meaning when you have more, you can help more. When you have more, you can help more. There's a lot of stuff that is rightfully yours. A lot of opportunities. Yep. Refusing high level activation. It's a lot of parasitic shit going on. There's a lot of parasitic stuff trying to convince you that you are not worthy of a upgrade to yourself in your life. Why is that? Why are you not worthy? Because someone else determined you're not worthy? Or is it because you refuse to change? Is it because you refuse to change your mindset? Is your mindset structured in such a way that you think you can keep doing the same thing and force the event to occur for you? Is that where your mind is right now? Like if you just try hard enough, can you do that? Can you just, try hard enough? Is it a thing? Is it a thing of you're just not trying hard enough? Or is it a thing of you're trying to push for something that's not meant to happen? You're trying to push for that because you think that that's the way. If you're not meant to be something, you're not going to be it. I feel I was born into this. You're born into what you choose to be born into. You're born into what you choose to be born into before you come into fruition. Whether that be something traditionally enjoyable or not, that's a choice your soul made. That's my personal belief. That we are born into the situation, families, environments that we choose in order to create the opportunity for us to experience what needs to be experienced. And it's through these experiences that we cultivate not just our gifts, but our perception. We cultivate the abilities that will lend to us living up to what we were created to do. So, new dimension. Everyone wants to level up, but they don't even know where up is. That's where do you want to level up to? Do you know where you're supposed to go? What if your direction is not straight up? What if it's off to the side? That means going straight north rather than east. It's the wrong direction. It's the wrong direction. Just because you can succeed in a system you don't belong in does not mean you should waste your time trying to prove that you can succeed in a system you don't belong in. It's, for me, that's common sense. But my husband tells me my version of common sense is not common sense. He always tells me that. Your common sense is not common. Just because you can succeed in that environment doesn't mean you should be in it. Doesn't mean it's for you. I can succeed in a makeup environment. Absolutely. Please, boo. Please. Please. I've shown that I can succeed in it. But is that where I belonged? No. Why would I say that if I can succeed in it? That's my passion. I like makeup. I do. Don't get me wrong. I love makeup. I love playing with people's faces like that. Absolutely. I love it. That's not my environment because the culture within that environment is not compatible with me. I don't do petty. I don't do fake. I'm not compatible with that. So, 2 snaps, bitches. Yeah. I don't do that. Mm. I don't do that. Yeah, I can't. I can't do that. I can't be in that environment. All right. Reborn from shadow. You're coming out of a space of darkness, you know? You're coming out of a space of darkness, and there's things that's wanting to interfere with your process. These things that are trying to interfere with your process are things that are trying to affect the decisions that you need to make in order for you to get to the next part. What's the next part? I'm telling you guys, I feel so deeply in my bones that change has been initiated, and you, if you are willing, if you allow yourself to be properly positioned, you're going to be put in a place that will make all your dreams come true. Everything that you've been working towards, everything. You got to let it happen. You got to do the work now so that when it's ripe for you personally, it's just going to happen. Or it's just going to happen. Sometimes it's not even what you intended. It's meant to just happen. It's meant to be something for you, not for other people, for you. And as you get established in that new space of existence, then you can begin sharing with other people. Do you really think that if I were to achieve some level of generational wealth, that's just for me and my family? And well, no, it's true. It's true. How can I say it's true? Well, because I consider all humanity my family. I would feed anyone. If I had the opportunity, I would house anyone. I would provide medical care to anyone. I would teach anyone. So yeah. I'm coming to terms with the reality that the more I have, the more I can give. The more I have, the more I can give. But that does not mean I have to give everything away. That does not mean that I have to live in a way that is less than what I'm providing for others. Same applies for you. The same applies for you. You're going to have to come to terms with the fact that you deserve just as much as you give. That also applies to people who are drama. You deserve as much as you create. And I don't want to participate in the creation or the experiencing of it. That's all you. I'm good. I am good. Card number 48, self-sabotage. Stop sabotaging yourself. Stop sabotaging yourself. Stop trying to exist in a space where it's like, when you ask yourself what it is you're trying to do, right? Ask yourself what you're trying to do. What is it that you're trying to do? What are you trying to achieve? What is it that you're trying to achieve? Are you still in that mindset that every decision has to lead to the saving of humanity? Who are you saving humanity from? Other humans? You're saving humanity from itself? Did you know that even though your intention is to save someone else, if their perception does not line up with what you're trying to do, and you try and force them to allow you to save them, that is a violation of their sovereign free will, and your behavior is now categorically demonic. When you're interfering with someone's journey because what you're psychic and you've seen that they're going to have whatever is happening to them, and you try and force them, you're violating their sovereign free will, and that's demonic. I believe this wholeheartedly. As someone with precognitive abilities, I shared this with you guys a while back. My husband said he had to go meet someone who was like hour or two away from where we were because he wants to buy some wheels, and he wanted me to go with him, but I couldn't go because I don't know if I had an appointment or class or something. I wouldn't be back in time. And so I couldn't go. And then I got the sense that he shouldn't go because blizzard. Blizzard. And so I told him, like, I don't think you should go. And he's like, he's going to be fine, this and that. I'm like, all right, fine. You heard what I said. You heard my concern. You do what you want to do. And he's like, well, no, try and convince me. Tell me to convince me. No, I'm not going to do that. You heard what I said. You know what I do for work. I never tell you not to go anywhere. So the fact that I'm telling you that I feel like you shouldn't go, that is your choice. And in my head, I'm like, if you die, motherfucker, I'm going to be so mad at you. I'm going to be so mad at you if you die. But I didn't say that. So he decided not to go. We ended up going, I think, a day or two later. And the day we decided to go, where I was actually free to go with him, it was a beautifully sunny day, nothing like the blizzard that was happening. And when we went, he started chatting with this guy, and the guy happens to like to work on the type of vehicle, he was a mechanic, the type of vehicle that we were driving. And they started talking about engine stuff, and he popped the hood. And because of that, since it was such a nice day and they were chatting, the guy happened to see that the alternator was about to fall off. That probably would have been a fatal car crash. Because he's a mechanic, he had the tools to properly secure the alternator back on. No accident. But I'm not going to tell him not to go and force him to stay home and try and dominate him. Like, motherfucker, you know what I do for work. I never tell you not to go somewhere unless you seriously shouldn't go. So that's your choice. You want to be selfish? Go ahead. I'm not going to force you to stay home. I'm legit that kind of wife. Like, go ahead. That's fucking selfish. Go ahead. Let's see what happens. I'm literally that type of wife. That's up to you. You make your choice. You're grown. You are grown. I'm not going to force you to listen. I'm not going to, the few times I've told you not to go, it's really kept you from harm's way. So you want to do that? You go right ahead. You go right ahead. When you try and involve yourself in other people's journey because you think you know better, I feel like you're probably going to be sabotaging your own progression. I genuinely feel that. I genuinely feel that. Absolutely. I think for many of us, we don't want to feel the reality of the upside down duality we exist in. So long as you continue to identify as one polarity over another, you will not be entering into a state of totality. Now, a totality is what will allow for your abundance to come in such a way that will forever change your life, right? It will forever change your life if you enter into this totality, this space of unrestricted ability to create. But again, that's your choice. It has to be your choice. I never force someone to do anything. You don't want to listen. It's your choice. I have to respect that. I had someone tell me, like, they reached out and they're like, yeah, a few years ago you did a scan on me and you had said this, this, and this, and you told me that I should have these parasites removed from this area. And I just felt like everything was going to be fine. So I never booked the session with you. And I'm like, dude, that's fine. And then I kept reading the message and they're like, I was reaching out to to validate your reading because you're right. The doctors have now discovered cancer in that area. And I'm like, that don't fucking make me feel better. I don't need validation like that. Like, I would have rather not known, to be honest. That doesn't make me feel special, doesn't make me feel gifted or anything like that. Just makes me feel bad. Because then enters this mindset of, or this question of, should I have insisted? Should I have forced you? Should I have intimidated you into getting it done? Because, I mean, did I not say it intense enough? Because I remember that reading, I was like, based on the presentation of the latch points, it's leaking energy out. And so you have all of this energy accumulating in that area that will affect the genetic expression of the cells in that region. And there's a higher likelihood of the development of growths or cancers when energy is allowed to sit like that, stagnate like that. So it might take a while, but my guess is that cancer would eventually develop. Should I have been like, girl, you gonna die? And it's like, no, people have to be free to make their decisions. Right? Because then if I said it in a very scary manner, some people are shut down by that as well. And who's to say what will shut someone down or inspire them to take action? You can only deliver a message in the way you're able to deliver the message. And to waste so much time, and yes, I said waste time, to waste so much time trying to control the details of someone else's journey. It's a waste of time because they have the right to choose how they will experience this life. They have the right to choose whether there will be elevations in suffering or their journey will be pretty much devoid of that. Suffering is not the same as struggle. Sometimes you struggle as you're challenged by soul to rise to the challenge, right? Suffering is no. That's very much optional. It's very much optional. The struggle, you're protected in the way you move. Okay? You are protected. Everything that you need is being provided to you. What is it that you need? I don't know what you need. You have to ask yourself, what is it that you need? You have to find the answer within you. Sacred journey in reverse. For many, your spiritual journey feels like it's upside down. It's not necessarily upside down. It might be that it's always been this way. And now you're becoming aware of what you need to shift and change in order to be positioned in a more favorable manner to manifest your dreams, right? For many of us, we don't want to let go. We think that hope is enough. Hope is not enough. It's time for someone to be honest with you. Hope is not enough. Hope is a beautiful component. Sometimes when you don't have the courage or the energy to find more courage, hope is what will get you to the end zone. Sometimes hope is what keeps you from drowning in that experience, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Hope is a belief that something outside of you will make things happen for you. Allow that hope and that faith to ripen into a state of gnosis, a knowledge of the wisdom you can apply to your life. Your entire life has been preparing you for this. You have been being trained and prepared your entire life for whatever this is. Hoping that something outside of you that wasn't created to fulfill a role you were created to fulfill, yeah, that's not going to work. You're going to have to take some type of action. You're going to have to hopefully be proactive. You're going to have to make decisions and see them through. Did you know that for, I would say, 90 something percent of people who try and manifest things and fail, it's because right as you're about to manifest it, you withdraw your energy. You give up. You give up 3 feet from the finish line. You've been running an entire marathon, and 3 feet from the finish line, you're like, I can't. I'm done. What the hell did that accomplish? I do that too. That's why I'm irritated. I'm learning not to do that. I'm learning not to do that anymore. I'm learning to carry it all the way through. There is this pre-workout and post-workout recovery drink that I take every workout, and it really helps with soreness. It helps with muscle recovery. It helps with muscle growth. And it's a little bit pricey. It's a little bit pricey. And so I had to go buy more. You can find it at natural health stores. No corn, no sugar, gluten-free, dairy-free. It's really good. We had to go get more. And again, it's a little bit on the pricier side. And so I totally was like, on the way there, they're gonna have it on sale. That's that. They're gonna have it on sale. It's gonna be on sale. Yeah. I decided it's gonna be on sale. How many of you think it was on sale when we arrived? How many of you think it was on sale, and how many of you think that it was not on sale and I had to pay full price? Because I went there for the post-workout recovery. That's all I was really wanting, because I was all out. That was on sale. I was like, bitches in the store. Yeah, so that was on sale. And then I looked at the pre-workout and I was like, that's on sale too. Do we need more pre-workout? Yeah, they're both on sale. I'm telling you, at this point, if I want to go grocery, I'm going to be like, it's on sale. What's going to be on sale? What do we need? I'm not even joking. Mm-hmm. Actually, those two were the only things that were on sale. The two things that I wanted. Those are the only two things that were on sale. The other things that I didn't really want, like I didn't want any more creatine. I think it holds too much water in my tissues. That wasn't on sale. I've never tried their brand of BCAAs, so I wasn't really committed to that. That wasn't on sale. Like, only the two things that I wanted were on sale. So I'm just saying. It was like some price matching. So it was the sale price at another store. And of course, they're not going to tell me what other store is. I'm not tripping. As long as it's not full price at this store. I'm not tripping, boo. So, new chapter. No, finish off this chapter first. Don't leave this behind. Finish it off and allow it to take you to where you need to go. Transformation. There's nothing that you are transforming. Everything you're doing during this process is to come to terms with, accept, and understand, right? Well, my next manifestation is I would love to take some of my before and after pictures for this specific brand and approach them and be like, let me be your ambassador, bitches. But I don't want to meet people in person. I'll let you take pictures of me. I'll pop, and let you take pictures of me, okay? I'll even restrict some calories to get a little tighter. Just give me the powders for free is what I want. Sponsor my ass. I'm saying I'm not opposed. I am not opposed. I am not opposed. It's actually a really good brand, very clean. So let's see. Wait. All right. Okay. So limitless in reverse. You don't believe you're limitless. You don't believe you're limitless. And so what's going to end up happening is you're going to limit yourself. The only limits that exist are the ones you believe in. And if you believe you have limits, then that's what's going to happen. Would you guys be interested if I started a health and lifestyle channel? Would you guys be interested in that? Would you guys be interested? Because I'm more than willing to share. Oh, wait, we were going to do that. Okay. Let me just. Yeah, no, I'm more than willing to share the information. I only like things that work. It's the only type of products I like, the kind that works. So compassion, having compassion for yourself, really allowing yourself to be aware of how you feel about specific aspects of you, the way you carry yourself, and all of that. Have compassion for yourself. Shadow self in reverse. For some of you, you didn't enter into the shadow work. What you did was you entered into the space where it's like this space where you thought you were doing shadow work, but in reality, you were just looking at all the BS that exists, the BS programs that exist inside you. And as you look at that, you become that much more aware of how the insecurities are messing with your head. That's not shadow work. Because being aware of how the insecurities mess with your head is one thing. Being aware and shifting it into a space that's healthier for you is another. You see, it's not following all the way through. It's like, for some of you, you're getting stuck in a space where it's like the ugliest part of the journey, right? Like the ugliest part of it. You have to have patience. You have to be aware of what you believe. And sometimes what you believe prevents you from walking your truth. You still have to be fearless, though. You have to find more courage than you have fear, because you can't stay there. If you become so afraid of your journey that you can't move forward, I mean, you're going to be stuck in the ugliest part. We had gone to some regional park, right? It was a huge park, and not a park like play structures. I'm talking about, it's like a nature preserve type area. There's rolling hills there. There's paved walkways, but they're like very rolling and stuff. And so we all had bicycles. I went with my family. We all had bicycles, and two of my kids were on scooters. And so it was this thing of like, my littlest was on a scooter and he was trying to make it up this huge incline. And I was on a beach cruiser. That's the wrongest fucking bike to take to a place like that. This is the wrongest bike to take there. No gears. So my littlest tried and he's like, stay with me, mommy. I was like, oh, okay. I had a hella momentum. I could have made it up there easily from way back. But, he wanted me to keep up with him. So I had to go slower. And then he decided to stop right at the bottom to prepare himself. So, with a beach cruiser, like, you go and fuck yourself up. And so I made it like a fourth of the way and I had to stop. I didn't want to get off the bike So I was trying to inch my toes with the bike. And then finally I was like, you know what? I can't. And I had to sit there for a while. And because it was such a high incline, like my muscles started to fatigue. That's what you're doing to yourself. What was the solution? You best believe I turned around, I rolled my ass all the way back down and further, and I took off as fast as I could with a lot of a lot of space to build that momentum. And I made it halfway. Again, mentally I gave up. Mentally I gave up because I could feel my knee was struggling, my tendon was struggling. I didn't want to injure my ACL. So rather than stopping and trying to do my tippy toes again, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm getting off the bike. I'm walking it the rest of the way. And so I did. Whatever it takes for you to finish, that's what you need to do. Whatever it takes for you to finish, that is what you need to do. So when I got to the top, I got back on the bike and I said, where else are we riding to? I'm not going to stop there because we're not done having fun and exploring. Approach your life in that way, and I promise you, nothing will stop you. Nothing can stop you if you refuse to be stopped. I've had to tell people in the past, I can hold on longer than you. If you're going to start shit with me, you better make sure you have my stamina. Mentally, you can't break me. I can hold on much longer than you. I've been through so much more than you. You think because I'm older than you, you have the advantage of youth. No. I've had many, many, many more years of life and living to show me you cannot break me if I do not agree. If I do not allow you to, you will not break me. So again, before you start shit with me, make sure you have my stamina. Because if not, you're going to learn a painful lesson. That's up to you, though. I stay in my lane. I don't mess with people. Not because I can't, but because I'm a good person. It's a whole nother story when someone is messing with you, though. It's a whole nother story. So allow yourself to defend yourself when needed, to walk away when it's more appropriate, and most importantly, to conserve your energy to make your dreams come true. No one else is going to do this for you. You have to do this yourself. You have to make sure that you allow yourself the permission to succeed to a degree you never thought you could. Because you deserve to know what it feels like to exist in a different space within what you create. You've already given yourself permission to experience the more difficult parts, the challenging parts, the depleted parts. Give yourself permission to shift into the beautiful parts, the parts of abundance, the parts where you have enough grace for yourself that you allow yourself to receive. You guys, I got to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. I'm going to be doing personal readings and energy work later today. Please join me then. I do believe the link is already ready. I'll see you guys at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. And if you want a reading, if you want energy work, go check it out. I'll see you guys there. Bye, everyone.